Why can't I say this? Hello beautiful booktubers, I'm Becky Bookworm and I'm here today to do a tag. I was tagged by the restricted section in the Oh My God This Song tag, so let's get started. Number 1 is My Jam, a song you must listen to every time it comes on. For this one I went old school and chose Salt and Pepper Shoop.
Here I go, again, girls, what's my weakness? Okay, then chillin', minding my business. Your souls, I looked around and I couldn't believe this. I swear, I stand, my niece, my witness. The brother had it going on with something kinda,
Oh, the sun's gone in. And a book I'll never get sick of. For this I chose Becky Chambers' The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. For those that don't know, it's a very popular book. It's a space opera. It deals with a lot of different cultures having to get along in space. It's a story about friendship and learning, and it's just wonderful and makes me feel loads. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Number 2 is Throwback, a song that reminds you of the cringiest moment in your life. For this I chose Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I used to party a hell of a lot, and after hours when all the nightclubs had shut, we'd go to a pub that would stay open like all night till 6 AM in the morning, and you could smoke in there and you could drink till whatever time, even though I don't think it was strictly legal, but you could also do karaoke. So that meant very, very drunk me singing Don't Stop Believing at 5 AM along with everyone else. When I think about that now, it makes me cringe so hard. A book that reminds you of this time, or something that you don't think you'd like as much if you picked it up now. And I chose Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. For obvious reasons. I think back when I read it I wasn't really educated on gaslighting and abusive relationships and that sort of thing. I think if I read it now, knowing what I know now, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I think I'd just see all the problems. Number 3, Replay, a recent song that you have on repeat right now. I don't think this is a new tune, but it's fairly recent. It is Run the Jewels, Legend Has It.
Today, fuck shit is finished today. OMG, we the new PB&J. We dropped the classic today. We did a tablet of ashes today. The joints with the matches and ashes away. We dash away. Donna and Dixon, the pistol is blasting away.
A recent favourite book. I'm going to choose a different book to the one I chose in my April? Fucking hell. I'm going to choose a different book to the one I chose for my August favourites. But this book was still just as good. I chose The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. It's a vampire YA story and it was just really enjoyable all the way through. 4, Gets Me. This song is me. Now, I really struggled with the book and the song for this one. And after having a long, hard think about it, I came up with this one. For those that don't know, that was the theme from Daria, which was an absolutely amazing animation from the 90s. A deadpan teenage girl called Daria. And the book, I struggled even more with this. I ended up going with The Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich, not by Peter Grant like I always think it is. Peter Grant is the person out of it. I chose this, it is very tenuous. I chose this just because Peter Grant is somebody who just gets on with it, even though situations are thrown at him that he might not feel like he's ready to deal with, but he deals with them to the best of his ability, even though it might not be great in the way that he deals with it. What? Weird, but I like it. I went for Tommy Cash, Win a Lotto. I saw Tommy Cash play when he played Leeds a few months ago, and he was absolutely brilliant. I had so much fun. A unique book that sticks out to me for whatever reason. I went with a graphic novel and I chose Transmetropolitan by, I think it's Warren Ellis that does it. If it's not, I'll put the name here and I'll put a picture here or whatever. But Spider Jerusalem is the main protagonist. Spider Jerusalem spent years in exile away from the hustling, bustling, futuristic city that he lives in. The city is rife with degradation, indecency, and just loads of weird stuff. People are splicing their DNA with alien DNA and doing loads of gross things, taking drugs, drinking, taking pills so that their livers don't get damaged, so they can just be debauched. He got totally fed up of it, but he's lured back to be an investigative reporter, and it's just about how he copes with that and the stories that he finds. It's just really good. Let's Go, best pump-up song for workouts or just generally feeling like a badass. And I went for Ministry, Jesus Built My Hot Rod. And a book that inspired you, I'm going to go with Stephen King on writing. It is part memoir, part how-to or advice about how to be a successful and happy writer. Number 7 is Chill, and it's what is your favourite relaxing song?
I can shine even in the darkness, but I crave the light that he brings. Revel in the songs that he sings. My angel Gabriel.
And a book you would curl up with for a rainy day, and I chose Call of the Undertow by Linda Cracknell. This book is the perfect winter read. This woman is running away from something that happened in her normal life. She runs away to the Highlands. She's a cartographer, so agrees to take on some work up there. It is quite isolated. There's a very small community and they live right by the sea. She ends up having a friendship with a young boy who comes over and starts to make a map for his own school project. All is not as it seems, and there's a mystery element and there's also a bit of a magical element to it, and it's just a wonderful cosy story. Number 8, Addicting. This is your guilty pleasure song, and I went for the Bard and Bella's final performance in Pitch Perfect.
Forget about the price tag. Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out.
And guilty pleasure or trashy read. I don't really do guilty pleasures, and I had a look through and I'm not sure I've read anything trashy, so the nearest I could come up with was How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. It's just a really wonderful, funny story about, semi-autobiographical, about a young girl who comes from a poor family in Birmingham, gets a job at a music newspaper when she's a teenager and tries to navigate her way through life in the 90s. It's just fucking awesome. And number 9, Nostalgia, throwback that you look on fondly. And I went for a new metal band called Static X that did a song called Push It. I went to see them in the early 2000s, and me and my friend used to always dance to this song at the club when we went out every Friday. And a book that I read a long time ago and I look back on fondly, and I chose The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton, which is a children's book about a magical tree that some kids climb up and visit the various lands that are there. I just remember reading and rereading this book when I was a kid. I just absolutely loved it. It was brilliant. That is it for the tag today. I hope I didn't sound like too much of a dick. I'm going to tag Ink and Paper Blog, Eleanor at Eleanor Reads Books, Roya at Unicorn Hunter Books, and Offbeat Book Digest. So that's it from me. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video. Big hugs. Bye!